Gaijin, come on, really? God damn it. Right, before we start this off, sorry for being away for the past 2 weeks. I've had family over and I just didn't really have any time to do anything, really. Even as it stands now, it's past midnight when I'm recording this. Hopefully things will get better over the next couple of days. I do hope so. I do also want to mention 2 things. We have somehow reached 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, which I've never thought of ever reaching, which is kind of scary, really. And we've also become affiliated on Twitch. So 2 things to celebrate. And in fact, we are going to be celebrating it on Saturday with the promised Panzermädel stream. I'm not sure of the exact time. It's likely going to be in the early afternoon for the European watchers, but you'll find more information on Discord. So do join my Discord if you want to not miss the stream. To the main topic at hand: loot boxes in War Thunder. What are these loot boxes? In case you are not aware, we have a very lively community over on live.warthunder.com. The guys over there make everything from missions to skins to maps to even 3D vehicle models for the game, for free in their own time. Now sometimes the models and the skins are so good that Gaijin actually puts them into the game. Examples of this being the HE219 and the Ta-154. If you didn't know, those are models made by users. Some skins are also turned into a camouflage for a certain vehicle. Now, before, these camouflages were available to be bought for between 200 to 500 golden eagles, although there was a pretty small selection up until now. Introducing loot boxes. If you have played Counter-Strike Global Offensive, this should look very familiar. You can get crates as random drops in-game and sell them on the market to other players, or open them with the key you can buy directly from Gaijin. For this new marketplace, a new currency called Gaijin Coin has been created. For reference, 1 Gaijin Coin is roughly equal to $1 in value. Keep this in mind. Of course, this changes depending on the native currency you're using. Much like in CSGO, opening the boxes gives you a random chance at receiving an item from a list of items with varying grades of rarity. Most of these items are plate-made skins, there are a couple of decals in there, and part of the revenue generated from the sale of keys is shared with the creators of said skins, essentially paying them for the work. Now, to note here is that the skins that you get through the loot boxes are visible to other players, unlike the ones that you download from live.warthunder.com. Those are only visible to you. The loot box skins are visible to everyone. That said, there's also an option to turn off these skins in case you don't want to see them on other players using them. As far as I'm aware, you can still simply download these skins from live and apply them to your own vehicles for free. But nobody else will see them, only you. So, what's the problem then? I mean, it sounds all fine and dandy, right? Players are getting paid for the work into creating skins, other players can sell items they don't want and trade them in for something that they do want. Nobody's forced to see any of these skins being used by other players if they don't want to, and, I mean, if it's worked for CSGO for all this time, surely it'll work for War Thunder, right? Well, that's what I thought too. Up until this point I didn't really have any problems with the system, but there is a big difference. In CSGO, everything contained in their loot boxes is purely cosmetic. You don't gain any gameplay advantage from unboxing stuff, just fake internet points for having a rare and expensive knife. Well, War Thunder loot boxes also has something rare and expensive, but it's not a simple knife skin. For the past couple of years, Gaijin has hosted certain events like Thunder League, Operation Summer, Operation Winter, what have you. During these events you could earn rare vehicles, which have not been made available again. That is, until now. Now, don't get me wrong, most of these vehicles are not that good really, and I'm all for people who missed them, getting another chance at obtaining them. However, there is a good reason why some of them are very rare. The background footage you're seeing right now is actually very relevant to this. In case you've been wondering, the KV-220 is one of these rare vehicles. And it is now available via loot boxes. And this is where the problem lies. The KV-220 in particular is one tank that is actually objectively overpowered. It has extremely good protection for battle rating 5.7, outstanding mobility for a heavy tank, only really hindered by the poor top speed, but with a very good straight line acceleration. And the firepower consists of an 85mm cannon that doesn't have outstanding penetration, but it might as well be launching nukes by the way it one-shots tanks left and right when it penetrates. Keep in mind that this is another tank that suffers of the jumbo syndrome, where it's pretty much useless in an up tier against 6.7 tanks, but absolutely obliterates everything in a down tier. But with the way battle ratings are currently set up, I've only gotten 1 or 2 full up tiers in the 20 or more games I've played. Now, up until now, only the players that either grinded or unlocked it in the 2016 Operation Summer event had it, making it actually quite a rare sight. Now, however, you can simply drop a couple $100s on loot boxes or buy it from another player who got it through loot box. There is no other way to obtain it. And this is what makes the whole system pay to win. And there are some other vehicles like this. The 75mm M8 Scott long barrel version, which is also quite strong. The F7F3, which is just flat out better than the S7F1 and can carry 3 tiny Tims. The Russian Panther T5, which is essentially a Panther A at battle rating 5.7. The ME262A2A, which is an ME262 at battle rating 6.7, which can also carry a bomb. Some of these are overpowered, others are just flat out better than the Tech Tree counterparts. Others are actually vital vehicles to their team. The 262, for example, is pretty much vital for the German ground lineups as it can carry a bomb. Now, I'm completely for all of these being made available to players again. Players who might not have played around the time that they were available. Players who simply missed them. But not like this. Not locked behind a gambling system, not part of a pay-to-win scheme. You should be able to have a shot at earning these through your own merits, like in the events. The problems go further. Taking the KV220 as an example. As it stands, there's going to be a lot more of them rolling around. Now, one of these by itself can already carry the game when played by a good player. Imagine an entire squad. Imagine half a team. That is a real possibility, and it will completely break the balance of the game at its battle rating. Either that, or Gaijin is forced to nerf it, which in turn screws over not only those who paid hundreds of dollars to buy it on the market, but also the original owners from the event from 2 years ago. Some of which have also spent real money on it, others which have spent days of their lives grinding for it. In the end, only Gaijin is happy. It's not the players who earned them, it's definitely not the players who bought them, and it's especially not the players who have to face against these things. And by the way, you might be thinking that I'm exaggerating with the whole hundreds of dollars for a rare tank, but there's literally someone who has a buy offer for the KV220 for 230 Gaijin coins. And 230 Gaijin coins is $230. That's money he's already spent, by the way. And depending on the rarity of the vehicles in the boxes, I have a feeling prices might go even further up. This is a pure exploitation of the so-called whales with way too much money to be ready to be thrown at Gaijin's faces. I'm going to refer you to a Reddit post by the user Shadow Waffles, who goes into much more detail on the negatives of this whole system. You will find the link to that in the description. Once again, I want to make this clear, alright? Personally, I am completely fine with just the skins. I think it's great that the creators get a share in, that you can simply buy the skins you want from other players without having to open the loot boxes yourself. You even get a chance to simply disable it if you don't want to see them in-game, used by other players. That said, I am heavily opposed to the idea of event vehicles being locked behind what is objectively gambling. This is gambling. I like Gaijin as a company. For the most part, they haven't been involved in any major controversies. I mean, the only one that really comes to mind is the drama with that Russian YouTuber where he was threatened by an employee that his channel would get taken down, but the employee was promptly fired. But as far as I'm aware, that YouTuber still continues to play and cover the game to this day. That said, I can't understand why they would introduce this loot box system. Especially now, especially at this time, right after all the major stir-up in the gaming world. It just seems like a really poor decision. But these are of course just my opinions. I do want to hear what you think about this whole debacle in the comment section down below. Do let your voices be heard. I mean, it is very unlikely, let's be real, but there is a chance that perhaps Gaijin might change their mind on this. And I do hope so. Now, I'm not sure how long this commentary is, but chances are there's still plenty of footage left over from this particular match, and I just don't want to let go to waste. So I'm just going to let it play out without any commentary, just so you get an idea of how objectively overpowered this tank actually is, especially against allied teams. Now, spoilers here, we did actually end up losing this game, and I have no idea how either. But just count the amount of hits, bombs and kills we have. In any case, don't forget to tune in on twitch.tv/MikeGoesBoom on Saturday to watch me cringe to death live. I am going to be recording the whole thing and putting the playthrough on YouTube after as well, in case you can't make it, so don't worry. In the meantime, I hope you guys are excited for this year's April Fool's event as I am. In fact, I might have something special planned for it, but you'll have to wait until then. In any case, my name is MikeGoesBoom. Thank you very much, by the way, for being a part of this now over 50,000 people strong community of sexy beasts. Holy damn! And I'll see you in the next video. Hold, stop, halt, halt, Panzerspähwagen. I actually messed up. We ended up dying shortly after this to a bombing. I ended up finishing the game with a T-34-85 and a Spitfire. We ended up with 16 kills total against ground. 2 aircraft kills, 2 caps, and we still somehow lost. I have no idea where our team went. So instead of showing you the boring parts without any actual KB220 gameplay, I'm going to show you another gameplay on another map of the KB220, just so you get an idea that this thing is indeed not a fluke, and the next one you're actually going to win. In case this is the end of the commentary, if you don't want to watch boring gameplay without any commentary over it, you can click away from the video now, it's alright. If you do, well, enjoy.
sky. Take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines with your shattered frame of mind. Or instead you could always stay. We can wait right here and play until somehow you can find